Hi class, welcome to today's lesson. For today's lesson, we are going to be reading 3 times 4 by Ivan Brunetti. Now, I have put you guys all into groups of 4, and I give you each a copy of the book. Now, with your book, I want you to go ahead and observe the front cover of the book, just the front. And with that, I'm going to ask you guys some questions, okay? Now, as you're looking at the book, I want you to pay attention. How many people can you see on the cover? How many animals can you see on the cover? How many houses can you see on the cover? Now, go ahead and observe that just for a second. And we'll give you guys a minute to look and go ahead and count up. Now, looking at all these different items, what do you think this book is going to be about just by looking at all the different items that are on the front of the page? Go ahead, discuss with your group, and I'll give you guys a minute, okay? All right, time is up. One more question before we go ahead and get started with the reading. What do you think 3 times 4 means? It's located right here on the front of the cover in big yellow letters. Can any of you guys think about what that means? Go ahead and discuss with your group again. And in another minute or two, we're going to go ahead and hear your guys' answers, okay? All right, time's up, everyone. Let's go ahead and hear your replies. Awesome, those are great replies, everyone. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started reading the book. I want everyone to get the copy and share with your 4 members, and we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? All right, everyone. Hope everyone has their book in front of them, and remember to share. Let's go ahead and open to the first page. 3 times 4 with Anne Marie. Tune, book by Ivan Brunetti. And again, we see on the next page 3 times 4 in big, bold letters. Next page. On the first page, we see 4 kids playing with balls on a little square with 4 different sections. Next page. For your homework, you'll draw 12 things, but in sets. Next page. Can I draw 3 sets of 4? It's up to you. Can we draw 4 sets of 3? It's up to you. Can we draw 2 sets of 6? It's up to you. Next page. Dad, can you name 4 kinds of cars? Sure, Anne-Marie. There are taxis, sedans, SUVs, sports cars, hot rods, electric. Dad, stop. That's way too many. Next page. At home. Anne-Marie, do you want a snack? Thanks, Mom. After I finish my homework. This is hard. What are the other kids doing? Wait, what kind of snacks? Meanwhile, next page. 3 balls, 3 bats, 3 gloves, and 3 hats. All done. Next page. I'll draw circles, squares, triangles, and blobs. Next page. I can't decide. Draw 3 things 4 times each, or 4 things 3 times each. As long as I have 12. Next page. Mom, I'm hungry. Next page. I'm drawing fruit. I love pineapple, but it's hard to draw. Bananas are much easier. Next page. I'm drawing 2 rows of 6 roses. I'd rather draw a dozen donuts. Next page. I like drawing dogs, large, medium, and small. Next page. I'm drawing houses, front view, side view, and back. Next page. What if you drew a tree and showed its life cycle? Good idea. Next page. Seed, sapling, tree. It's like a comic strip. Next page. Aha! My monster will have 4 heads, 4 legs, and 4 tails. Next page. All in one. Mine will be the best. Next page. I'll draw 3 animals, 3 families, 3 houses, 3 trees, all in one scene. Next page. Meanwhile, yes, I have an idea. Next page. Trumpet, guitar, wah, kazoo. Next page. The next day. Good morning. Oh, what's wrong? I think I've got 3s on the brain. Next page. There are also police, cars, jeeps. Dad, I'm finished with that. Next page. They all look great. Hey, Anne-Marie, what's yours? I think I drew it too big. Well, let's take a look. Next page. Next page. Classical jazz, rock, and folk? 4 times 3 equals 12 musicians. That's the best. Next page. About the author. Ivan Brunetti is an art teacher as well as an artist and a cartoonist. He has assigned drawing sets of 3 to his own students, but since they are college age, they have the extra challenge of making 25 cents of 3 things each. Ivan has published many acclaimed books for adults, including cartooning, philosophy and practice, wordplay, about compound words, was his first book for children. From a young age, Ivan loved playing with words and numbers. He also likes to play with his readers. Look for all the 3 hidden throughout the book. Even today, Ivan still has to count to fall asleep. Seeing the world as groups of numbers helps me make sense of things. And it never gets old because math has so many mysteries. Next page. Let's not forget a ribbon for Anne-Marie. And that, class, is the end of 3 times 4 by Ivan Brunetti. Now, as we end to the book, I want you guys to go ahead and think about all that you read, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys a few questions that you're going to go ahead and discuss as a group. Now, for your first question, if you guys noticed, there are groups of things hidden all over the book. Can you go ahead and find them? I'll give you guys a hint. Look at page 17 and 18. Let's go ahead and go to page 17 and 18 in the book. Now, do you guys notice anything on page 17 that is grouped into certain amounts or 3 of 4? Let's go ahead and look at page 18 as well. Do you guys see anything on the pictures that are grouped up in pairs of 3s or 4s? Now, go ahead and take time to look through the book and different pages and see how many things you can find there grouped up. And we're going to go ahead and discuss them as a class after you guys are finished. Now, let's go ahead and hear your guys' answers. Awesome. Those are great guesses, everyone. I love all the different things that you found in the book. Now, for your second question. Why do you think Brunetti, the author and the illustrator, made 4 panels of 3 things, each on page 15. Now let's go ahead and check out page 15. If you guys notice, there are 4 panels of things on the floor. There have 3 things on them. If you guys notice, there are hot dogs, pizzas, burgers, and sandwiches. Now go ahead and discuss with your group and think about why do you think he did that? Alright everyone, time is up. Let's go ahead and hear your guys' answers. Awesome, I love your guys' answers. And now we have one final question. Brunetti uses many different shapes throughout the story. Now, what I want you guys to do is to go ahead and again look through the book at all the many pictures and illustrations. And I want you to go ahead and find all the many different shapes that you find. And while you're looking for that, go ahead and see if you can go ahead and find what each of those are called. Now, we all know that there's different shapes that we can go ahead and find, like squares, triangles, and circles. But remember, there's also some complicated ones. Maybe some that you have never heard about, or maybe some that we already learned in this class, just like trapezoids, rhombuses, stuff like that. Now go ahead and take your time as a group and go ahead and look for the different shapes. Awesome, everyone. Now let's go ahead and let's hear what you guys find, and we're going to go ahead and write it down. Wow, you guys found a lot of shapes, and some of you even found ones that I didn't even know were there. Now, we've come to the end of the lesson. Thank you guys for listening. And now, everyone stay in your groups. I'm going to go ahead and prepare us for the next activity.